everybody. I want to thank y'all, tell you how much I love you and support me. Y'all made sure I had me some food to eat yesterday and today, and I rested today. I was so tired. I just woke up, I guess, about 8 or 9. I took out the trash and stuff, ran some errands, and took my packages in because I was so tired. The packages been sitting out there all day. Uh, I got to get with Mina. And yes, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all for hitting the cash out and make it clap. I have to do because more information has come to me from Nipsey about these numbers. Let me tell you something quickly. This is AKT Celebrity Reads. I want you all to look at your Chinese astrology to see what animal you are and the number associated with the Chinese astrology. Anything in Vedic and Egyptian, astrology, Egyptian god and goddesses. We're putting this all together, and I'm going to do the private class for you to tie into breaking down the numbers with the water, the balance of water in your body. So I hope you already started either getting your water jugs. You can have both. Have your water jugs, your milk jug. Don't matter. It's a big clear jug. I want you to label it. You can have as many as you want. Then get your smaller water bottle that you keep, in your private bag when you go to work or you out driving. Let the sun charge that water. So get you some purified water, distilled water, because you're not drinking it all throughout the day. That's not your major bodies of water. That's your spiritual water. That's your spiritual ritual and intuitive knowledge water that you're talking to, that as you look at it, I want you to look at it. I want you to focus on the number that I give you. And I want you to focus on the words underneath that number and what that represents. It's going to be very simple and to the point. I want you to feel it going through you and vibrating through you, and I want you to drink it. You don't have to drink the whole bottle of like 8 ounce, 16 ounce. I would keep it small, like 8 ounces, a whole bunch, 8 ounces, something like that. So you can get to it quickly and drink it quickly. Then at home, you want to pour you a glass of one. It can even be a hot tea, You can heat it up. It's something you can be very creative with it. You want to put some color. You want to make a little Kool-Aid. But don't do an orange juice, anything like that. Make sure it's something or a sweet water or fruit water. It needs to be water. And if you color it, you can get creative with it. Let's say you got a water bottle, a jug of water, and it's about love and fucking, love and sex. You want to put you some of that fruit powder or something in there red. What that is dealing with the red chakra. You see what I'm saying? It could be something creative like that if you just want to go there. Make sure it's the color of the chakra that you focusing on, okay? Or like the green for money. That's a lime Kool-Aid, lime fruit drink, some pull up out. You can be playful with it if you want to, okay? I'm going to show you how to get down into those. And then, I don't know why Nipsey said something to me about Powerball. Because I'm not a gambler. I wish I was. But see, I had to send somebody to run my numbers like my grandmama used to do. We had a numbers lady in the projects. My grandmama growed up. They hit that number. The number lady played there. She, of course, tied to the big gangsters and the number runners in Atlanta where they come through there with their coats and dressed up and bodyguards and shotgun and shit. Pay them things or gamble over there. They had the gambling houses and all that shit over there. It was live than a motherfucker. She just tried to keep me out of it. But my grandma played them numbers faithfully. And one thing she would do, she had them numbers book and she had a book of the dead. That just come to me the other day. Why? Because if y'all need to start keeping your dream book, your numbers book. Let's go back old school style. That's what Nipsey said. We're going back to the project. We're going to the OG style, the way they played. And the only reason that they went out of business is because them white folks took that idea and created the Georgia lottery and ran them number of people. They stole it from them. Just like you look at Bumpy Johnson and them, and you look at Lawrence Fishburne, that movie where they had that female was Cicely Tyson. It was in New York running shit. And then Dutch and The other mobsters came in and ran her out of business because they had the politicians and the police behind them. See, this came from us, though. Your people. And they telling me, they're telling me to tell you, we got to go back there. But I can't, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to be loyal to who loyal to me. I'm not again being nice to everybody no more. I'm only loyal, and I'm going to have this here and go into the depths of what Nipsey's giving me to the people that donate to me and the people I say I don't feel good. And can you send me an Instacart, goddammit? I mean, you send me some money to get it because, you know, I got to put myself back together, goddammit. I mean, I'm over here looking like Hansel and Gretel following these goddamn breadcrumbs trying to scrape it together because I don't like the way my ass does. I ain't even got no ass at this point. This shit is undetectable right now at this goddamn point. I done got so goddamn little over here. You know, y'all actually responded, got me something to goddamn, I got me some macaroni and cheese, got me some Salisbury steak with some gravy and shit. Because, you know, I really what I want. If I can't find nobody that made none or one of these restaurants like I wanted, I'm going to have to make me some buttermilk cornbread, goddamn it. Because, you know, I done fell off real bad, goddamn it. You know, had to get all that infection and shit up out of it. So now I done got it down. I got some titties, but the rest of it, like, it just caved in, goddamn it. I mean... And see, when I come back, I take a picture of shit. I don't want y'all to see that shit on me. I got to make some buttermilk cornbread and shit. Give me some real buttermilk. Y'all click like and share. Hit my cash up, make it clap. Because goddamn it, I see you. And when you put the screenshots and send them to me, I know you. Y'all the ones I'm going to tell this to. Y'all the ones I'm going to look, I'm not getting it all for free. I'm just mentioning some of the little things I don't mind y'all using and taking. But the real deep shit... Child, I had to, because I had to detox what was said, I had to detox. I had to get all that filth up out of me. I had real bad infection and stuff in me from this mold and stuff in here. I almost died from that stuff. So I see it differently. When I'm sick and I got infection in my body, you have to starve that stuff. You don't keep on eating with it. So I got all my herbs and to detox all my body systems, my heart, my lungs, my blood, my female organs, and hair, skin, nails. And so you're not gonna be thick, you know, as you detox and get that filth out you. And it was down in my cells. That mold will kill you and get down in your cells and fucked up my skin and stuff. So yeah, I starved and I just did all my herbs and my green drink. I've been doing that since January when I got home, and because it was so bad. And so yeah, if you fasting and you just doing herbs or you doing greens, you're gonna lose weight. But the thing is, you're helping your immune system. Your body know how to heal itself. It'll put it back on. So that's why I got so small. I really get too small and too big. I just had me a milkshake. Thankful for that. I got my protein shake, and because sometimes if I can't eat nothing, I said I got to replace it with something that'll give me some calories. And then I exercised a little bit. I felt better that I exercised. So I can just build everything back up after you stripped all the filth out. That's what I believe, and that's how I do my body. But the spirit stuff still coming to me. You know what? I think last night was a full moon. That shit washed me out. I woke up the Sagittarius moon, and I still feel the Sagittarius moon. I go outside, I can see the moon at night. It's so beautiful. It's like it's literally hanging down in front of my house, like in my yard and on the trees. And so that Sagittarius moon energy is still going to be here for the next 7 days. I would say 14. Because I can feel those energies and entities so strong. So since that's my moon, the Sagittarius moon, it must have been working on me too, because they've been sending me more stuff. And I got something for y'all. It came to me the other night when I was telling, but I want to be sure. And Nipsey brought it to me again with Dr. Sabi and these other scientists over here. And these are the rats that live inside the cage in CDC and outside. And my best friends, the monkeys. They showed me this here, where I tell you about, be careful about your blood. I got that. And I got to research and study and write it because it's some more things that they told me about it that I may not see in the books and literature, because blood is ancestors, ancestor worship and knowledge, and ancestor regeneration and their love to you. the good ones and the bad ones. And it's a way they communicate with people of like mind and like DNA and like blood. Blood called to blood. Unfortunately, you've been told you're black. I'm going to get into this first before I get into these roller skating sissies. These roller skating sissies done come in here. And a lot of these is roller skating midget sissies. Roller skating midget bull digger. Goddamn it, midgets. They up there. Goddamn California. And they travel around. They do their go-go dancing and wear these go-go boots. They have the wrestling, midget wrestling competition. That's some roller skating midgets, but the roller skating sissies. See, this the main one that talk to me more. The women don't want to talk to me, goddammit. The midgets don't want to talk, but these sissies like to talk, goddammit. That get out there on the ring at certain days and time, and it's some roller skating sissies, midgets that been together. Now, see, y'all seen the midget? I knowed it. I kept seeing that black actor midget in the spirit. I didn't know they said Tony Cox. Like, I like cock. I didn't know that who they were talking about. I didn't know that was the main name till last night Gwen showed it to me. I said, that's him. That's him. That is him. That's him. Somebody say he played on Fridays. That is him. But that other one, that white one, don't that white one look crazy by the eyes and by the head and demon possessed? They said that midget is crazy and was on some kind of show doing wild and crazy ass shit a long time ago. He look at him, look at his eyes, look at his smile. And then they told me, you know, the white one said he have to do that and said he is a drug addict. The demon possessed, he's a deviant. So y'all look, did y'all see what I was saying? That white one eye, what I'm talking about, them motherfuckers crazy. And they said to me, they have to be that way because like normal sized people try to disrespect them. So because, you know, they might be 3 or 4 feet tall, goddammit, and said a nigga 5 feet tall, 6 feet tall and shit. And so they be around them Mutombo, you know, all them basketball players and think they can look down on them. And just because say they physically look down on them, don't mean that you gonna look down on me, goddammit, and like take my rights or feel like because I'm a goddamn midget, you know, you gonna disrespect me. And somebody said, well, they don't like to be called midgets, they're a dwarf. Okay, midget, dwarf, goddamn it, sardine. I don't give a fuck. If you don't like that, then just don't fucking be over him. It's a midget to me, goddamn it. I mean, it's real little. I mean, that don't mean you little in spirit and little in might and shit, but physically you damn little. So so now you gonna try to tell me, goddamn it, I gotta do my reading in the middle of, you know, that I got to be political correct and shit. Just don't fucking be over him. What you said, Latoya, the white one played in Death at a Funeral where he had a secret affair with the Lord G. Wait a minute. He was gay and they're going, see, man. She told me that, you know, them actors that he be around and them entertainers think they could disrespect him because he lived. But he said he built though, you know, so they had to be built up. They can have muscles on them and they could fuck. He said, so I drank a lot of them under the table. And I get high like them, but I can hold my high or I act like I'm high so I can go around and steal they shit and go fuck they bitch because they said that a regular size bitch won't want to fuck on me and talk to me, but I had my nuts all in their mouth. Said, you know, you think that you gonna look down on me because you physically look down and laugh and discredit me and discount me. He said, so I drank like they drank. I fuck them bitches. They think, you know, you can fuck this bitch, nigga. I can fuck this bitch too, goddammit. And I'm gonna come to the party. This bitch gonna fuck on me and see what they don't realize. A lot of normal sized women like midgets, just like a lot of normal sized men like male midgets and like to fuck on female midgets. You know, they got porn like that where niggas like to fuck midgets. I guess because they real compact and they pussy with a little bit of fat ass and real thick. So they like to feel like they dick being choked and grabbed And the motherfuckers little on the inside. So a lot of tall, that's why you see a lot of taller men with small women, tiny girls, short girls. They might not be midgets, but that's what a lot of these niggas like to do. And he said, because you think that you're going to do that, he said, I do everything they do. I go where they go. I eat what they eat. I have to step my shit up and be more louder and more pronounced. So I got to get drunk. I gotta turn up. I got to be loud. I got to turn flips. I got to be able to show them I can hold my look. I can hold my drugs. I got to be wild. I got to be crazy. And then they turn up on me. I'm 3-4 feet tall. They 5 feet, 6 feet. I'll go get a gun and shoot the motherfucker, bust them in the head. They know not to fuck with this one midget you want motherfucking fuck with, because I'm just as crazy as you. And when I look at you, I don't see nobody bigger than me. I don't see nobody stronger than me. And whatever I got to come with to make you respect. And they end up respecting these midgets that do shit like that. Look at them two right there. They said that white one crazy. The black one wild and shit. He been around for a long goddamn time, because he makes them treat him like they treat each other. So it got to the point now they don't just see him like that. Like, oh, feel sorry for him. That's a midget. That's a dwarf and shit. We got to put a pillow up and, sit him up. Fuck that. I stand on the goddamn table, shit. And sit up here. And what's your name? I ain't scared to talk to no pretty bitch that's a regular size. What's your name? I like them titties. Can I come over there and suck them? Just wild like that, because that's what people respect, and got to the point where you don't feel sorry for them or see this as an impediment or a weakness or a handicap and shit. This nigga's a devil worshiper. I mean, look at the white one. You think I'm not. Just look at him. Look in his eyes. Look at his mouth. He got them sharp, uneven ass demon time. This nigga, he even told me he said I'm on demon time. The black one said he get on demon time too. They said because we have to turn up like that. We have to be the life of the party. He said they make a lot of money. People take care of them, pick them up, carry them around, Google Gaga, treat them like babies because it's a fetish. And then they'll get up and turn up on top of that and get on demon time, might stab a nigga. This was very violent here. This white one that you see, this is a very violent midget, goddammit. A very freaky girl / violent midget. At the same goddamn time. I mean, they know all these people business. And I didn't see the midget with Leon Isaac Kennedy. Wonder where he at right now. I ain't seen him in years, or what he doing in years. Have y'all heard from Leon Isaac Kennedy? Because he was the baddest nigga on the planet, because he was fucking the baddest black bitch, Jane Kennedy, goddamn, who looked like a white woman with a tan. But see, she done got saved and all that. It must be something she didn't tell that really went out there in Hollywood, and I think he was trying to pimp her around. And so she happy with her family. Been happy with her family about 20 years now. She stopped fucking with him. She just don't care about that shit no more. Because when you look at her, she basically haven't had any surgery or anything. I don't know why. She's still gorgeous, but she just kind of let herself go. Sports commentator, model, and all that. And then he fell off. I hope he ain't got caught up in that sissy shit, because I know when he was in penitentiary, that sissy tried to fuck him. And he was little. He said, I'll fight your ass all night long before I let you fuck me. And I think he produced a movie. He fought that goddamn big black ass gorilla looking nigga all night long. But after that, I see they didn't cast him in their movies. He was doing so well back then. He was doing his own movies and had Jane Kennedy in the movies. But I'm surprised you brought that up. You say carrying them around. Yeah, they actually use midgets to get bitches now. Like cool midgets like them too. Oh, look at him. He's so adorable. He's so cute. They get pussy from the midgets and get a midget some pussy too. You'll be surprised how them midgets be living. That think they bout somebody and have confidence in themselves and drink and take them pills like them too. They get pussy. But a lot of them though, they also play that dick game, because that's who run everything out there. And that one right there so messed up in the head, like he might like men's more than goddamn it women's. Because they the one look out for him and take care of him. The men's do. I can't wait to see what else come out about P. Diddy. And you could see that on that picture with the midget and Meek Mills and Diddy. Meek Mills looking like he looking at this nigga through the look of love, through the eyes of love. Like this nigga dick got him strung out. Just And then you see Meek Mills ain't had really no music come out. They hit the charts and no videos in a few years because they just got him prostituting, bitching him out. All them niggas that get high there like that. Drake, all of them. They got to submit to some man. You just don't know about it. Why do you think they never have successful relationships with women and they beat the women's ass or they fuck a lot of women or they go through them? Because they can't function with a woman. They got their spirit on them. They got that Baphomet spirit on them, and they have to deny and denounce women and humiliate and degrade them on the low and be there with the sex parties because they are obligated to Diddy and other men's. That's what that is. That's why you never see them have a stable relationship. That industry's going to fuck it up, especially if you call yourself sleeping with men to get deals and let them suck you off and playing games and then call yourself going to be the wife. But then again, they put those wives with them. You can't pick who you want to pick unless this person down or in with it or got a bloodline family connected to it, because she don't want to go with the program, let it be with no men and pretend it's something it's not. Okay, that's one reason why we're seeing that. Now, let me get to this here. One of these main blood types that Nipsey told me, and the monkey that they're going to go after, that they're already going after tainting, is O. Yes, let's take a trip to the O. You can find me in the O. You can find me in the A, but really the A is dominated by the O. In medicine, that's a universal type. Positive and negative O blood. They're tainting the O blood. Why? Because it's yours. That is an indigenous blood type and one of the oldest blood type that's connected to and that is carried by the so-called nigger, the so-called black, that is really a Native American. Some of them are indigenous, not the slave ones. If you have a slave bloodline, all your families over here oppressed, some of them maybe. But the ones that know they're Native American, know their relatives are Native American, and they're tied to the land through their grandmother and other Native Americans, but then want to call you black because you have some black blood, some African blood in there. That is the one that they've tainted with HIV. Oh boy, I don't want to say this here. Their bloodline is one of the strongest and that is compatible with all bloodlines. If someone comes in a hospital and they need a blood transfusion, you can correct me if I'm wrong, any medical personnel, doctors, nurses on here. If you're not a doctor or nurse and you don't know anything about blood, don't say that I'm lying, because that means you have not studied. I have no physical degrees at this time, but I'm a medical intuitive and I am gifted. And I can see in the spirit, and that is the first blood they've given me like 3 days ago. O is one of the universal blood types. There's O positive and O negative. You can give anybody a transfusion, standard, usually when you go into a hospital, and the doctors don't know their blood type, they give them O. They will not die and have negative side effects from O. However, a large population of the so-called Negroid, nigger, African black person carries what? Oh, see there, Nipsey told me, they're not going to mess with a rare blood type because ain't nobody really checking for it and using it, no way. I just saw an article today, HIV again has jumped 3 times in Atlanta. We already know it's high, that's why I don't fuck niggas down here. Because I don't trust them. Now, this is everywhere, United States and Africa, but I still don't fuck with niggas in Atlanta with a bisexual, undercover, tranny loving ass, or loving each other ass, or beard and you my bro in a conscious community ass, and married to women but undercover in a secret circle of husbands hooking up, sucking each other's mushroom tips. I don't fuck with niggas down here. Might give me a goddamn alien. Dressed in some human skin and shit, because I don't fuck with these niggas stuff. That shit is bad down here, and their promiscuous behavior. So I'm not going to blame the government I said, oh, when they go to the doctor, they shoot them. I'm not saying they don't have Trojan horses like they did the gay men when they wanted to infect the gay men in San Francisco and shot them with a Trojan horse and said that they were shooting them with a vaccine. I'm not going to say that that's the only way they get it. A lot of these black people are nasty as fuck. And they come here from different places and go back home. And the ones that are here are nasty as fuck. Men fucking men in these bathhouses and these gay clubs. You go in there, you want to vomit if you ain't one of them because it smells like butt and nut and shit. All in the bed. I've had gay men tell me this. It's older men I'm talking to that love, I don't know if they call them chicken hawks or something, they love young boys. They told me. In these clubs, you have men getting off work. I'm talking about corporate level men that make a lot of money, go in there and fuck each other and fuck children because they like little boys that are under 18. Meet them somewhere, fuck them at the side of the road, go to their house, get on these little chat things. Women do the same thing, fuck each other behind their husband back, go to the club, have orgy where it just smell like hot pussy in the room and steam from their ass all in the room, where they wealthy political figures, professional women down to the bottom, they mix and mingle with all these groups and they go fuck their husband. So it's like if they are putting something out here, they will put it in a sex club. But these people open themselves up for that shit. And Native people that call themselves Native American, which is the other group of Native Americans that have other mixtures in them and white folks in them, and they don't want to talk about it and acknowledge that, they're saying they have the old type blood, that's the oldest blood. But do you know what's strange about that? So-called black people have the same high percentage, indigenous black people that they don't want to tell you you're indigenous, of old blood. Huh? Why? How is that? Blood speaks to blood. There's one lady, I don't remember her name, she's half black and half native. And they acknowledge it. One of her parents is black, one of her parents is native. And I think she's some type of musician or singer. And the Native American people that have the white skin want to say she's not native. But how can you say that when that girl has a Native American parent? Just because she had that one black drop rule does not apply in nature. You cannot take away what someone is because they have one drop of so-called black blood and you hate black people. This is genetics. And you cannot erase this girl's Native American genetics from whatever mixtures those are, along with the fact that she also has black blood. These two groups of color, are two indigenous groups that carry a high percentage of old blood. What these spirits told me to tell you, what the Native Americans ones that will have black blood in them that you might not be able to know they have it and they don't want to discuss it because it's supposed to be a taboo, but all it is to keep the so-called black person from knowing their indigenous roots and their blood type and know that that land and money also belongs to them and they don't want to give it to them. They federalize it by racist whites or $5 Indians. Y'all can look up the term $5 Indian and you'll see what I'm talking about. Now, I don't know why Nipsey's saying it's important, but it is because there's a number system connected to the body systems and blood. And it's time for you to come into your rightful place and your rightful heritage and know who you are. He said some of your relatives are indigenous people and Native American, and we all know because we all had to talk moving through the family of who the Indian grandmama was with the hair down to her waist. But see, I just got a picture of mine, which will be my mother's grandmother, my great-grandmother from here in Georgia, who looks just like that. And all these so-called black folks got that rumor about certain particular people in there they know it was Indian. Not realizing they are as well because there are different looks to them, different hair texture, skin colors, all that. He said you need to start calling them tied into the water and the numbers because you don't have to use a lot of physical words. Whatever you think your tribe is, whatever music, feathers, dream catchers, you have an altar for them, that blood. You want to draw it if you want, whatever your blood type is. I want you to draw a picture of the symbol of your blood type. Put it on the altar and call for it. You say, all you have to do is go into deep meditation and enchanting. So whether it's Om Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, you want to chant to one of the other gods or goddesses and whatever their language is. You can even prick your finger. Put a little bit on your blood type paper that you write that on. Put it on your altar on the candle you light for them. Because they will come based on the blood. It don't matter what these people make you classify as. It don't matter what race they make you check on the paper. You know you're not that. A lot of times that's not just or all just that. Especially if you're looking like that. I've seen black people and looked at them and I'm like, you do not have a black face. You have an Indian face. Or you have a white face. Or you have you're very light skinned, but you got black features in the face. I've seen people who said they were Mexican but then have a Chinese face. And I'm like, you have to have those genes somewhere in there. You're just not knowing it or you won't get tested. Your parents won't tell you. But it's not matching. The math ain't mapping. You look between a Mexican and a Chinese person, an Asian person by the head. That is telling me a whole lot. You can say it's not there, but your genes are saying it. Your face is saying it. Even though your skin is white, you don't like a white woman. The fuck? Your genes are saying something else. And you can deny it or that's not true or my mama said. Do you have a genetic breakdown on that? Well, no. Well, don't tell me. I know what the fuck. You can't make me see a white woman and I'm seeing a fucking Korean bitch in the face with some white skin. Or some more Asian, flat, black, like looking hair like that, goddammit. But your skin white, yeah, whatever. You know, me, you don't need to talk no more. I don't need to do this reading, goddammit, because somebody lying. It's clear your genes are telling the truth. Because I'm looking at you and that's not what your genes are saying. That's not what your blood is saying. You can't call me a liar. Look at the goddamn mirror. Oh, they don't lie. However they manifest you, and the physical is at some point in your life, even if it was in your etheric side where you saw the life before you got down in the body when they started fucking. Your mama and daddy started fucking. You agreed to the shit. Now you don't like the shit or you want to argue about the shit? Those are ancestors standing up inside of you so dominant, they want to be known and they want to be seen. So they come back in certain relatives and they look a certain way and you'll know them because they look like somebody that physically died on a particular side and a particular race of people that mixed with your family. It could be one or two. They'll still come out. It's just like you look at Brandy. She looks like a black Chinese. I mean, but when you look at the origin of some Asian countries and the pygmies, they look just like her. They just have brown skin and then they whitewash them because they don't want you to know that we were there. And they still there, even in the Philippines. And they hide them and put the white ones in front. The white skinned that you can look at their face and say that's not a white woman or a white man. They're still very discriminatory to people in color. And then in Peru and what is it, another country, it's a beautiful girl I know that lives there. And they have problems with earthquakes, and I told they're going to have earthquakes and floods because of the way they disrespect and mistreat the black people, people of color, or the half black people. The indigenous, those are the real ones. And it's a country, I can't think of the name, but you see these big giant Asian sculptures over there, and then you look at the face and the nose and shit and shape like it looks like a fucking black person. But then they'll deny it and say, oh, this is an Asian person. Yeah, but what's the origins of a lot of Asian? African. And they in a lot of y'all over here in Atlanta and all these other cities, states in the U.S. Because they don't want you to know your power and who you are. If all these so-called people that don't like each other, that are of color and Latin and African, Cuban, they come together These people on top would not be able to rule. The system would fall because there's more people of color on the planet than white. There just be more whites to dominate certain regions, but they don't have the sperm power unless they reduce the population and then they build theirs up with infertility and in the lab and AI. I put that article, speaking of that, for confirmation. Do you see that Boeing, the company Boeing, has created a Starliner that's partnered with NASA, and they keep trying to send up in space, and for some reason it will not go. It was supposed to go this week, but they keep delaying it and postponing it. Which will take you back to wonder what is the theory behind Boeing jets and them deliberately fucking them planes up to kill and injure people. And there's a flight of them. Somebody sent it to me. There's a fleet of them working for a particular airline that they said now can explode in air because of all the fucked up shit they done to them and how they didn't fix them properly. Yep, confirmation. King Nipsey, Amius Joseph Ashkadal, told me to start telling y'all this in 2019. You know the mentally ill one that's bold enough and don't give a fuck to say the shit. And now, 2024, look at my footwork. I'm still waiting for the liars, for the people to prove that I'm a liar, which are liars themselves. They like to watch, come over, make fun of me, troll the show and shit. But then when it's time to show and tell who's the liar, we have NBC, MSNBC, ABC, CBS, BET, Channel 2, Channel 5, Channel 11, news outlets that's confirming me. The crazy country slave talking bitch in Georgia. Yeah. Oh, excuse me. Oh, yep. That's me. And I thank you all for have ridden beside me. The ones who did not doubt me, who did not waver in your belief of what I said, and who kept your eyes open for all the news outlet to prove that Drip was lying or Drip was telling the truth. Drip hits or Drip misses. And now we see I'm not crazy and you're not either. Because there are a lot of psychics. I'm sure you listen to other psychics. You like other psychics. So do I now. I'm really appreciating them and learning from them in the tarot. Very talented people. Because I met a lot of psychics that might be able to see a little bit, but then they'll lie to you because they know you believe them because certain other things they may have said true, or they copy me and they steal my stuff and say like they said it, but can't prove that you really said it because people listen to me and happen to listen to them and they tell me that they watered it down or try to change the words or the way they say it. It's not as graphic as me, but they know they got it from me because they never heard nobody say it before I said it. They usually try to flip it after I said it. Another thing that they sang, Kim, beautiful Kim, gave me something for her father because he wanted it. He wanted some Mexican food. Shit, we all do. Me, him, and Nip want some Mexican food and put the candles. She gave me something for the candles for them because the daddy wants to talk. And one thing he has said to me that kind of bothers me, I have to finish what he's saying. I didn't get to ask her tonight. You all can tell me because I know she's busy. He said there's a war right now with the racist governor in Texas, Homeland Security, the police in Texas, and something dealing with the border and them wanting to pull away from the federal government. Even the states are talking about pulling away. He said there's a lot of conflict, confusion, murder, mayhem, and they're flooding it with drugs, and there might be other shootings at some of these schools, different levels of school, whether it's in a nursery or middle or high school or even college or university. He said these are all staged events. They're going to flood Texas, but see, Texas is so big. So I would have to look to see which parts that he's talking about. He said, but it's definitely tied to the politics of the border, the war with the border, money that's been received underneath by racist people who want Mexicans killed and people of color killed, but will bring the Mexican children in to prostitute them, sell dope, and flood certain areas with this and problems to rid the population of certain people, even though it's like they bringing in dirty people to get rid of what they call unwanted people. But at the same time, you bring in a filthy element dealing with drugs, prostitution of children, sex trafficking, and murder. So when it's time for you to get rid of them, once they done cleaned up whatever rats or roaches that you classify people as, certain people as, and to clean out certain areas, he said this is also tied into real estate divisions dominating particular properties, dominating land to keep them what they call clean for day people and to raise it to a certain level. He said, but war is coming because these people in power, these governors, these heads of police and all these other police, they're taking kickbacks and they're participating in the drug selling and the murder and the body part smuggling. And then he says sending this money back to fund certain cartels in Mexico. I mean, look, I don't know why Kim Daddy said this shit. Kim, do you know anything about this here? Is anything going on in certain parts of Texas like this? And do you know, I know you're so busy, I don't know if you've been able to watch the news or hear anything. Are they talking about fighting or succeeding or pulling away? Certain Texas states are talking about being independent. This thing is so bad. And there are groups of militia and military people, paramilitary, different groups of people in military training preparing to fight and pulling away and having big parcels of land that's tied to Utah and the Mormons. You know what? This is, and cartel. This is, oh boy, the daddy been busy, ain't he? He says finna be some shit, and he concerned about his daughter and his grandchildren because he don't want them at one of these schools or open up to this crime. He's gonna get real bad in certain areas, but they're creating it that way, and then the military gonna step in, the feds gonna step in, for where they have jurisdiction at because they're trying to stop them from having jurisdiction to the whole state of Texas and breaking this up. I don't know what you said, Kim. There's something political going on. I have to look into this. Thank you. You said I heard about Texas trying to separate from the U.S. Nikki said she heard this here. See, they're going to do it with war and violence. Killings, creating mayhem to say, look, your police can't even handle this. The governor can't even handle this. Knowing the governor with the shit, getting his kickbacks on the low. I got to look at the picture of the governor out there. Do anybody know the governor name of Texas? Because this is more than what you know. And one of them is tied to Trump. And the other ones hate this system the way it is. They want domination and control. They will have the same control as the feds if they pull away, because the feds is playing around anyway and doing fuck shit. And land and homeland security, they target certain people they get paid to target. They leave the ones alone that come through the cartel. There are some of them police out there work for homeland security, kill peoples out there so the Mexican people can't get through there. That's like regular Mexican people trying to live and survive. Rob them, let them be robbed, let them be raped and murdered out there, and they get away with it because who's watching? Who gonna check me, boo? But then the other political ones, they know who they are, they know what to look for, but then they trying to slip through and smuggle shit. They'll let the smugglers come through, and the women that had that drug inside their stomach and shit that they tell to let through there. It's a lot of, from what your daddy's saying, he saw a lot of murdering of Mexican people. Out there, it looked like some desert part out there. I see some heads out there, just skull with the skin off of it, the whole body detached. It's just skulls laying out there where they kill innocent people out there and they rob them homeland police. I don't know what they call them. The daddy's, he's seen it. He coming to, oh boy. Take their jewelry, take their money. Who's going to look for them? If they do, they're not going to do nothing. Truck full of them. Execute them. Some of the ones they let go, you better not say nothing when you get over there. We let your ass go over there. And then they'll offer them a job. And them cartel, I don't know why I'm hearing Sinaloa. I don't know if that one's affiliated with it or come through the border. That's one of them. And then Sinaloa, you know, is down here in the ATL. The police released this. Somebody sent me an article of it like a goddamn month ago, like I had said. But boy, you know this stuff he getting me. It makes me feel uncomfortable because it's so creepy and it's true. And he said he hate to see the little girls prostituted, the little children. And he said some of them, their mama be crying. Their mama be selling them, but they don't want to sell them. He said they have to make money. And they have them over here. They give them money and stamp and stuff and a place to stay. And then they get custody of the children. And they hold it over the mom and them head over here. But they be at night, they be circulating sex trafficking them defects. You know what? That's what Kim Daddy said. Some of them don't mind. They don't want them anyway. He said, but a lot of these mothers, they cry for their children. And they said, we're going to kill you. Or you're going to let us have this little girl. And you might as well go on to do it. But see, they have to live with knowing what they done and what's happening to their baby. And they might rape them in front of them. They hear the agony and the pain of the child being told by a grown-ass man. Or use them for a drug mule. Nobody would suspect it because they're so little. They're just innocent. They said, now, you can live with this and we might give her back. Or if she get older, we might sell her back to you. I mean, no, she's going to be runt. Or some people feel like, just kill me. But then I don't want you to kill me because my child, I'm going to know when you do this that you're finna do this to my child. Or they find out they already been did it to them while they left them in the hands of these so-called social worker or foster care at a special home and shit. They think they safe. They find out they ain't. It's like either way, how do you want it, bitch? Because if I kill you right now, there's nothing you're going to be able to do. I'm still going to let these grown men fuck your daughter. And then if you stay alive and you let me have her and I give you the money and then even have you sell drugs for us to make money, yeah, you'll know where she at and she'll it's tying you up, but you'll still be alive. She'll be alive. And maybe one day, basically when they get wore out or get a disease or something, they give them back or let them go back home. Some people, it's so devastating to them, and it would be devastating to me to sell your child knowing they're going to take it and prostitute it, but what can you do? It's nothing they could do, but it's still tearing you up because you got to live with the guilt of that. I can't protect them and feeling like it's your fault. If I hadn't came over here with this particular group, this wouldn't be happening to me. So they tear themselves up or they end up dying from heartbreak and taking drugs and they got a hold in. You can't tell the police what the fuck they gonna do. Bitch, we run the police, bitch. And even if we don't and you go tell, we'll find out who the officer is and kill them or kill their wife or do to them what we doing to you. Like the Godfather, giving them an offer they cannot refuse. So they'll basically up there and refute every fucking thing you say because they refuse to testify. Or it won't even be no charges filed. Bitch, it ain't going nowhere because they gonna say they don't know what the fuck you talking about anyway. You crazy, set you up, take you to the motherfucking pill mill, bitch. Take you to get a psych eval and decide you need a vacation for like a week or two up in this bitch. Hey, you so fucked up, fucking you in the ass in the goddamn psych. What, you know? This is what the dad is saying, man. By the time you get out of there, you staggering, head nod, you on fentanyl. Goddamn, they got you on prescriptions that's goddamn an opioid derivatives and coke derivatives and shit. By the time heroin, now your body depending on the shit. So you get out, you a whore and a fucking junkie. Who gonna believe that she sold her child to the cartel? I mean, this bitch is a lying bitch, you know. And you know that not happening, but who the fuck know? Now they got your ass jammed up on paper and motherfucking powder. Goddamn it, paper, powder, and pills, bitch, through the system. Get this bitch a welfare check and this bitch some goddamn it food stamp. Get this bitch some money to go over here. Get these migrant worker status and shit. Get a bitch Section 8, goddamn it. And we're going to wrap this up and call this a day because we're going to believe this bitch up. We done got our psychiatrists, our therapists, our police to tie this bitch up with paperwork and diagnose this bitch falsely and get this bitch this shit. Man, I done seen this done before. And the daddy is just heartbroken. He's like, I wish I could do something about it. I wish I was still in my body. You got to tell Kim. He said he knows you're a good parent. You protect and watch over them. But them children need to know what you don't want to tell them. Because this shit is going on out there right now. It's going on in every city near you, and I've seen it happen. I've seen it. But see, I've seen some of my family members get caught up like that. But the thing is, them bitches like that shit. They so weak and ain't fighters and want to talk about me. But since I was a child, bitch, you look the same, you move the same, bitch, you act the same since I was a fucking child, bitch. You ain't came up off there. These motherfuckers still go up there to the mental health or hospital on the day they know they're going to get them out their prescription. And they was selling them to my mother. Cause she's a high-ranking, high-energy, high-tolerance fucking drug addict. And drunk. That's how I know. Not only are these people mentally ill and them drugs with the toxins in it will damage the body, make them throw it off. So they keep some for themselves that they like and like to tune out at a certain time every day watching Days of Our Lives and shit. Look, I seen this shit, okay? I grew up around bitches like this. Then a certain amount, my mother would call, other people would call. All these junkies in America, goddammit, that are sitting near you. If they have been known in the family as a crazy motherfucker that take the meds, I bet you it's somebody in your family that's buying it from them. You can tap your comments in here, bitch, and you can tap them in the fucking when we get off the live if I'm lying. I know I'm not lying. Her father saying this is still going on in the spirit. This is a multi-million-dollar industry. Set a bitch up. Shoot a bitch up. Drug a bitch up. But at the same time, you got motherfuckers on that shit that like that shit. Because they ain't got to work. They get them SSI check. They get them food stamp. They get them Section 8. Even though they living low on the totem pole, never really be nothing. They securing that little check. Because, you know, once you get that SSI check, it's on a certain amount you can make. They cap your resources. They cap your creativity. They cap. But see, a lot of these people are not like me. And a lot of you listening where you go get your own money. You create your own hustles and shit. And you rather take care of yourself than be on that shit. You know, I am not on it. That's why I'm that bitch that was stalking me, was telling these people that, and they were people, niggas, grown-ass niggas that should have did their research, and she had no proof of it, talking about Alexis on food stamps and Alexis on SSI. I have never been on SSI. I've never applied to be on SSI. I don't get an SSI check. I don't get a Section 8 check. I don't get fucking food stamps. I don't, none of that shit. And I don't want it. I don't want to be a victim. When my son was little, I did. I was didn't have anything, poor, left with a baby, left with nothing. My mother had plenty of money and liked to see her children struggle. And the family did too. They did whatever she said, do to us. So we were like the outcasts trying to scrape and struggle, and I couldn't let that child go hungry. And so at some point, yes, I did. I've shared that before. No shame in it. I had to survive. And I was not going to let them say her child is nasty, her child stinking, she dressed up, but the child hungry. Because I saw them do it to other family members, but then would put the young girls in that position. And they put me in that position. I had to come up out of it. Even if I wore old clothes and I would shop at Goodwill, I would still make sure I put my son something on layaway, or I go buy his stuff new. Because you weren't going to get older and tell my child and let it be true that I had him some old clothes and he was nasty and stinking, hair ain't combed. Now that never fucking happened. I made sure back then when I had to get medicated, my son went to the doctor. He got all his vaccinations. He got all his medical treatments because he was constantly sick. I was in and out of the hospital with asthma. I never went without anything, even though it was state aid, it was laughed at, it was made fun of. I did what I had to do because I know I wasn't going to suck no dicks and sell no pussy. Because this is what my mother said I was going to do since I was 4 or 5, and I was not. I took the low road and dealt with low income. I didn't want to do that, but that was still better to me than y'all talking about I'm out here prostituting and I'm stripping and I'm sucking dicks and all this kind of shit and making a whole bunch more money. But with that, no, bitch, your prophecy for my life, it wasn't going to be true. My son's grown. I don't need any of those things. I don't take them. I'd rather work for my living, even when I'm sick and I don't feel good. I get my ass up. I don't want, because you can't have nothing. It's a poverty mentality. And if you have something, it's not much. Yeah, it's better now. Like on Section 8, you can buy you a house and they might keep you on it let you stay on it for a year or two, maybe, to make sure that you maintain it. But if you fall, you lose a house of money. At least in Georgia, I'm sure it's everywhere. It's a federal program. They'll let you get back on it. As long as you're honest with them, they see what's going on. You might not get no money, a lot of money every month to pay your bills, but they will work with you, help you get a down payment, a class, and all that kind of stuff. Now, it's a little bit better now, but they still have to dig into all your finances, and you have no privacy. And when you get to a certain amount, you're not going to hit no lottery or be making no $500,000 to be on Section 8 now. They will know your income and work with you and help you get, but that's to move, transition you off. They help you get a house. It's not like that. There's a cap. And the more you make, the more they take back from you. So, fuck it. Why even go through that? I mean, personally, I don't. Because I remember back then, you couldn't have nothing. And if you made $5 or $10 over, they may take $50 out your check, $75 check, and the check already little in Georgia. So, when this lady said that about me, she knew that was a lie. I never told her that. She never seen a SSI check. She never seen a food stamp letter, and because I never got it. I never applied. I was never rejected. I have no interest in it. Besides, I didn't work all these years anyway to pay into it with payroll. Every time I try to work for a company in Georgia, they can fire you for any reason. You have no union jobs because the politicians that own these temp agents and these companies make sure you don't. And they make all these millions off circulating these fucking temps, and these people make minimum wage, and then they get rid of you at any time. It was always shit on these jobs with bitches. And then some nigga bosses. I have no interest in being controlled in my mind or in my pocket. When you are an independent thinker, and you've been through all the hell I've been through, you'd rather be free. And if you get a job, it has to have security now. I'm not a 15-year-old girl in the head like I used to be. It's just like my ex keeps texting and trying to get back with me, stalking me and shit, and I don't understand it. You are asking me, I have the mind now of a grown woman, and you're asking me to get back in a relationship when I met you 20 years ago and I had the mind of a fucking 12-year-old with a voluptuous grown woman body that people want to fuck on. No promises without security. No keeping of your word, and then refusing to keep your word and no consequence. I'm like a child, a wounded child, and he knew all of my issues and fucked me over and stole my money, did everything he could to steal from me. You have to realize when men say they're obsessed with you, like he said, I'm obsessed with you, I'll always be obsessed with you. I will never leave you alone, but you did leave me. You left me in a fucked up situation with black mold that you refused to fix, and then even said a few months ago, he wanted me to be sick, which you can type up this statistics. You can Google it right now. The statistics in Georgia and other places in the United States. A lot of people die because of black mold. This nigga, you have people that are obsessed with you, men that want to keep you like a doll on the shelf, isolate you with no friends and nobody that can help you, do fucked up shit to you in private, like a supreme narcissist, get out in public and brag on their accomplishments and how they take care of you, badmouth you, don't listen to you, and then say they still want you. When you get the courage to leave, or they finally do the last dirty shit to you, and you're sick. My hair was out, I had patches missing. This nigga laughed. And this is an old nigga. This nigga's in his 70s, almost 80 years old. And you're trying to get me to come. You're messy and silly like a young ass boy, just silly and stupid. You got off on trying to murder me. See, people, there are some men that can be attracted to people, attracted to women, like their look, admire them and the way they look, but then secretly jealous of them and want to destroy their look and want to destroy their life. They want to kill them. They have a love-hate relationship with them, and that's what the obsession is. The obsession is not, oh, I love you and I'm going to take care of you, because you didn't. He did what he could to take things from me and then lie to me, build my hopes up, and disappoint me, knowing I was a child in the mind and had all these issues and didn't know who I was and stand in my power and had no security. with this guy, a fucking liar, a sick, disgusting liar who got off on the shit and then actually admitted that shit a couple of months ago. You hadn't been in my house ever since. Text me about 2 days ago trying to talk like everything's okay. He'll wait a while and do that shit. Wait a while and do that shit. And you all that know when I asked you for support and he was trying to throw me on the street sick like that. And I did not have confirmation it was mold until I called the health department on him and they made him do a test and it confirmed it. And I paid for independent test and it confirmed that it was black mold. He still wouldn't fix it, but you still come over here want to fuck, want me to goddamn it, want me to sing, want me to take my clothes off, want me to dance around and shit, want to fuck and sing and all that shit. And I'm just like, and in the same breath, when I said I wouldn't do it, attack me and said that you deliberately let the mold stay here. And started laughing. I can barely stand up now. Actually standing on a stick, got one hand on the stick, had to put the other hand on top of the stick, staggering, like shaking to fuck with me. So you had to stand there halfway on one good leg, that one good one, leg, you talking about my ass drawed in. He ain't got no ass. Drawed up, leg too left for the goddamn blue jean, some handicap shoes on with the heel too big, but the ankle too little, some long ass shoes on by the size 12. Tied laces, got the shoelaces tied real tight, but his foot and ankle still too little for the damn, the shit too damn big. And you come over here half crippled like that, lean over on a stick, shaking, and try to insult me. Seem like, nigga, you more fucked up than me. Goddamn, I mean, at least I can stand up and jump up on my feet and go down there and turn the water stove on, cook me something to eat. Goddamn, I don't have no canes and sticks around here. With my shoes too damn big and the foot around it drawed in and long. And the ankle bone real big out of it, but the ankle drawed up and shit. And you gonna sit up there and say that I needed to die in this bitch? And then still gonna text the other day like, ain't nothing happened. And y'all, please don't stay and tolerate stuff as long as I did. When somebody is talking to you like that, especially they start now this man over 70 years old, goddammit, I mean, childish as fuck. You done did all this dirty shit and then said, you're lying. I didn't do any of that to you. And I have evidence that you did. Somebody abuses you, tell you that they so in love with you, but then they start isolating you and taking things from you. Now it's 5 people. Let's say 5 people come to y'all that don't know each other, but they all repeating the same shit that they said your ex said and talked about you and told all kind of lies on you and then told some true but then mixed it in with some lies. Oh, they're lying on me. I didn't say that. I said, but why is it 5 people that never met each other, that don't know each other? They saying the same fucking story that you said. Oh, I'm a liar. I got a mental problem. See, that's that gaslight shit. Where a narcissist knowing they saying and doing stuff, and then when you look at your relationship, everything they said has not come to pass. They did the opposite and fucked you over and jammed you. I know some of y'all have got to be listening to this that have been through what I've been through. And this man is still just like that girl who husband murdered her last year told me. When he was trying to be nice, y'all got, baby. I'm going to say this a little bit and I'm going to leave this alone. When a man has done and fucked around on you and lied, then found out this nigga married and he kept saying that he wasn't, they sit up here and double team me and did that dirty shit to me, and then thought this man actually talking about coming over here fucking me. Like, and I don't know why you want to do that when you talking about somebody ain't sexy no more, they ain't fine no more, and that I'm throwed off and all them fell off and shit, them fell off in front of popcorn. And popcorn, I said, you heard that popcorn? Popcorn ain't say nothing. Now I done fell off because I don't want to go upstairs and put on no see-through jumpsuit and take my drawers off and throw my pussy in your direction because you're a dirty ass nigga. So since I don't want to do that, and I don't want to walk around here with just a bra on with my titties out and shit. Now you throw it off, your hair missing and just start leaning and shaking. And I'm looking out, I ain't saying that. I'm real calmly studying him. This nigga trembling. Like he's sitting up there trembling, like trying to give it all he got. Just like Two Live Crew. Give it all you got. Give. I mean, he trying to get all he got, like to call me all kind of name and shit. And this nigga is shaking, trembling, like can't even lay the goddamn it cane down and talk shit standing on his own 2 foot. He the one that shitted on himself, goddamn it, 3 or 4 years ago when Nip was in here and told me we were gonna knock him down. Couldn't even stand up. Now the shit was up there. And you shaking, trembling, can't hold his talking shit, handicap. Got a handicap sticker on the back of his tag and hanging up there on his goddamn review mirror. The blue and white handicap sign. And you sitting up here shaking up. You know what, Latoya? I mean, man. See, I wasn't going to even give him the satisfaction because that's how narcissists is. They'll say some shit that hurt you and that trigger you to make you lash out, and then they take that energy from you and they see the bitch still like me. I got feelings. So I still control the bitch. I know how to get to the bitch. I said, oh, for real? I look bad and thought, okay. Okay. And I smile, and then when I smile, he started growling with them broke up, he took them golds off his teeth. And so, he ain't got them for support. Got some butterfly teeth in the top with a gap in them. Black ass. You know what? I think I'm going to leave real black ass niggas alone, man. The bitch talking about I don't like dark skin people. This nigga black as hell. And I'm sitting up in there, popcorn black as hell. And I'm sitting up here and that popcorn kind of shaped up like one of them midgets. If he was a little bit shorter, I would kind of wonder if he got that dwarf disease. I got one goddamn semi-midget in the making, a potential borderline midget, a borderline dwarf up here with this nigga, and he's 6'1". So, standing his black ass there talking to me like that, disrespecting me. So I just smiled. I said, oh, okay. Well, we're not together anyway, so it shouldn't matter to you what the fuck I look like. Because I'm thinking to myself, I already got some niggas that don't care about that. They'll help put me back together and shit. And you gonna watch it. Because now I see that you watching my motherfucking videos and shit and then want to bring it up. Yeah, I looked at your site and I looked at your pictures. You fell off now. I was like, well, why you want me to get naked? Somebody fell off. And he just started, like, it went from real calm to, I come over to help you. Watch it. Watch it now. You've been with somebody that long who has abused you, stole from you, humiliated against you, wouldn't help you, and tried to make sure nobody else would help you either. Trashed you behind your back, then come smile in your face. No matter how sick you were, almost died, you came up out that shit and survived. And he had to give me the house. So, and he always said, I would never give it to you. I will see you outside before I give it to you. And you can't pay this and you can't okay, but I'm still in it since he tried to put me out in 2021. He's mad about that. Oh, I'm so proud of you. Look at what you did. And I'm saying to myself, after you tried to destroy me and you tried to take my life from me. And he was intimidated by my son. I noticed it got worse once my son went to prison. He was really happy that my son was arrested. Again, I noticed that, and the abuse got worse. Y'all watch it. Y'all got brothers around. You got a son around. You notice it's not their son, so they don't really merge with the child. They are afraid of that child because he knew my child since he was a little boy. And my child started to get bigger and was stronger, and my child hates him because he was very psychic and empath. He could understand. And he's like, Mama, I hate him. I just don't say nothing because I know that you're still dealing with him. I'm like, baby, when you get a little older, I'm going to tell you some things. Now he understands. He knew I couldn't get out. He trapped me and took my money. When someone has done you like that for a long time, and no matter how weak they say you are, and how they insult you and you take it because they done jammed you up, you have no alliances. And he went to my family, my grandmother, my mother talked about me like a dog. So they want to make sure that if you try to get away from them, you have no alliances. You have to go to the shelter. You'd have to start over. I wasn't going to a shelter with my little boy. And didn't want me to get an education. Just trashed everything I did. Laughed at everything I did. And if I had a bad day, or if I got fired, or if something didn't go my way, he would laugh like a child. This nigga's so silly, like to be that old. It's a silly, dirty ass nigga. You think that this man has done this all this time, and I actually trusted him and I gave him power. That's what I'm saying. I trusted him. He was an older man. I really respected him for all the things he accomplished, and I really wanted to be married. I really wanted to have a family. So I was willing to submit to a man that I felt would love me and take care of me. At first it started that way, and the nigga knew he didn't want to do that. They'll start off like that, but if within 2 to 5 years they flip on you, the nigga always wanted to do you like that. He just wanted to get you in a position to trust them. Then they knew you had a bad childhood. I still wasn't getting along with my mother. And he would say, you're too forgiving and you're too nice. You need to cut your mother off because your mom ain't going to never change, and a leopard never changes spots. So then he tried to come back. I said, remember what you said? I don't keep letting people come back to fuck me over. You're not going to change. If you didn't do everything you said you're going to do in 20 years, you did the opposite, you're not going to do it in another 20. Stay the fuck away from me. It's like, you really think that that man is going to be happy because you survived him. You survived, you stayed in it because you were stuck to try to avoid being killed or maimed even more. Then you get out of it. Not only did you survive to get out of it, you are thriving and you're doing better. And then the nigga say, oh, I'm so proud of you. You really think this nigga mean that shit? And then for you to be an ex, to leave me here with nothing, rob me, turn on me, and then say, I don't want you, get the fuck on. And then you see that I let you leave. I never called. I never begged. I stand on my own. And now you're happy about it. And let me tell you something. If somebody leaves you, it's been almost 3 years since he did this to me. Why are you calling me? Like, why are you texting? It's not a good sign. Let me tell you why. As a supreme narcissist like that, inside, because I've been listening to these other people that have been treated that way and become doctors, psychiatrists. There's so many free resources. You can listen to people talk about this on YouTube. I listen every day and I learn. It's my business to fix myself and to learn. Somebody like that inside that's a narcissist. So they only care about themselves and they only care about winning at all costs. I underestimated this bitch because he would call me dumb because I was forgiving and I tried to love him when he said, everybody knows you're a whore. Everybody knows you're no good. I said, do you have proof? Like, people always want to tell these sexual lies on me. Yeah, I believe you. I said, but I'm always with you. So how can I be a hoe? And you know I'm always here alone. No, the neighbors told me you was fucking niggas and you was bringing them in and out. I said, okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to stand here. Go knock on the neighbor's door that told you this and bring them out to confront me. I want pictures. I want names. I want car tags because I know they took them since they said they saw me doing this. I ain't got time for that goddamn shit. Okay, because you're a liar. You're a sick liar because you think that because you don't think you're enough for me to love somebody like you and be with you. That's what it is. With all your money, with all your power, with all your influence, you don't think you're enough. So this is what narcissists do. To make you always try to prove something and never leave them, knowing they lying when they fucking said it. Because to this day, he hasn't shown me the proof. And now says, I never said it. You see, this is a person that's mentally ill. When somebody's a narcissist and a psychopath and a sociopath, I'm telling you, these people are mentally ill. And they need to get therapy and meds. They're sick. But the thing is, they think that shit is funny. To do that to an empath and to feed off their energy, they don't feel bad for you. They don't feel sorry for you. They actually get off on having somebody they can play with like a mouse in a cage, or like a cat playing with a mouse, and you won't let it go and you pretend like you are, and then you keep clawing at it until you kill it. You play with your food. They certain people that they feel like they can't really have you on regular terms, that you don't really want them, and even if you do, you don't, because they're going to tell themselves that you don't. Let me dog this bitch. Because this bitch is using me. This bitch is a hoe. I know you're going to leave me for a younger man if I give you money. So I'm just not going to give it to you. I'm not going to do anything for you. But I'm using you, but you give me nothing. For the past 10 years, I've basically been on my own. I refuse to be with this man because he's so disgusting to me. I cannot lay down with a man that just insulted me. That's not going to happen. If y'all want to do it, that's on you. And you will see when it finally ends, you're going to feel like nothing. So fucked up in the head. And you're going to believe no man could really want you and love you. Because this man only used you like the rest of them to fuck you and then tell you that's all you're good for and humiliate you. I can't do it. So if I got to suffer, if I got to go some days without eating, then that's what it was, because you weren't going to do that. And so when they come back after doing that to you for 20 years, a long time, 5, 10, and they constantly disappoint you, you really think that man is going to be happy that you got his shit and that you survived and that you're healing and that you're doing well without them? No, because their job was to see you out on dope, destroyed, fucked up, still with the patches out my head. They're going to act nice because it's still something they want and something they want to do. They did not finish their mission, and that's usually to kill your ass off, to finish you up. Get back close and finish what they started. If you look at some of these fatal attraction stories that are true, or these people were murdered, and women murder men too that they cannot have. So it goes both ways. A lot of times it's a person that left a person hanging that wanted to destroy them. So they left them with nothing. And then they start back trying to court the person, get around the person, acting sweet and nice. But inside, a narcissist is enraged. Narcissists don't feel bad or guilty about lying to you. Narcissists don't feel bad to pretend, because to them in their mind, it's only about winning and getting what I wanted and one up this bitch. And I'm going to get this bitch. Because this bitch embarrassed me, because I done went around and told all these lies on this bitch, and it looked like it was true. Now the bitch is having the nerve to stand on her own. The bitch is having the nerve to goddamn it boss that shit and chief that shit and thrive in that shit. I can't take this. And they don't sleep. They plot. But when they talking to you, because they think you dumb. Oh, yeah. I don't know why you worry about what people think. That's what he said, just out of the blue in a text like a couple days ago. You're beautiful, and you're beautiful. I said a couple of months ago, you just stood in front of me and said I done fell off and fucked up and looked bad and don't nobody want me. Now all of a sudden I'm beautiful. I said, did you remember what the fuck you said? Popcorn, no, I didn't say that. You lying on me. You could call Pop. I said, call him. Call him. As you can see, he didn't call Popcorn and put Popcorn on the 3-wheel fucking call me. I didn't say. These people are sick. A person like that, whether it's your mother, who else, that constantly does you like that and apologize and then come back and do the same shit soft to get in, they think you weak for them and you want them and you're a dumb bitch. So he's sitting there saying this shit and I'm listening to this shit and I just started like, girl, you're not going to believe who's on this fucking phone. After said I was fucked up, fell off, don't nobody want me, don't nobody want to look at me. Oh, you're beautiful. No, what? So that's, okay, you must want to come over here. Okay, the answer is no. I don't fuck with you. Matter of fact, I hate your guts. What you did to me and what you did with other people, I will never forget. And how you stole my money. And how you talked about me to everybody so they wouldn't believe me over you. Why don't you stay over there with who the fuck you with? I keep telling you to leave me alone. See, now I'm getting a little scared because so I got to defend myself. Because he's the type of nigga that got his money. So he has people that work for him like Popcorn stinking ass. See, I don't let Popcorn come here and get my trash no more. Because I don't know if you're planting a camera in here. I don't know if you're putting a mic in here. Because you don't want me fucking nobody else. You don't want me to move on with my life and fuck somebody else. And you want me to be with you. And I don't see... Why would I come back to you? knowing that it's the same relationship you offered when I was fucking 30, 31 years old, with no security, no protection, a weak little girl inside with a grown body to exploit. Why would I go for some shit? I will never let nobody do me like that no more. I know better. I know who I am, and I know I'm not just something to fuck on and a sex object. I know I have a brain. I know I have gifts to bring to the world like everybody does. And I have the power to change it, and you for the better. Because of all the bad things that happened to me, I found good in them, and I created products from them, as you all know, that fuck with me and that have tried them. You would never, nobody would ever do that to me again. And he's actually thinking he can do it. And I heard a reader say this, and I believe it. I've always believed it because I've always felt it. They say either he's doing it or somebody he knows, he's around your property, stalking you, watching them put a camera or trying to get in your house. And see who would have the opportunity to do that. Now, him or Popcorn. One of your workers, and I'm not going to even allow it. Because people like that, and you'll see true stories of stuff like this, somebody leaves you alone, say they don't want you, beat you, degrade you, humiliate you, and then they come back around and you think they're sorry, they're apologizing. He asked me to forgive him. And I said, I can't. I won't. And even when I get to the point I do, I'm still not taking you back. There's no incentive for it. So I don't know why you keep contacting me. Why don't you do me like you do everybody else when you break up with them? You block them. Not block me. It's okay with me because I don't give a fuck about you anyway. Because now I know you don't. Now I'm thinking like narcissists think. You don't give a fuck about me. So I'm going to treat a narcissist like they treat me. You don't have any compassion for them. He watched that shit happen to me and me turn black like that. And with the pus sac and abscesses all on me and my hair come out and laughed. Stood in my face and laughed. And you think I'm going to forgive you? And I would take you back for what? He just needs to let it go. If he's listening, he needs to let shit go. Because I've let it go. And I moved on with my life because I realized I'm responsible for taking care of me. I'm responsible for changing my life. I'm responsible for who I lay up with and who I don't. And I'll never let him touch me again behind this. And I keep telling this man this stuff. And it's like this man sitting up here acting like he don't, like it's a joke or something. Or like I'm the same person that you talking to, that you met 20 years ago. I'm a grown woman now. I'm not the same. I would never go for no deal where I get the shit in and you get everything. Nothing's, and even the contract in writing, he violated it. So it's just like when they come back, and you'll see in those fatal attractions, some of those stories, they let the woman back or they let the man back, and the person ends up dead. Because inside they really seething about that shit. That you're not less than, they're not better than you. See, narcissists always believe they're better than you. They're smarter than you and they're above you. So if you forgive them and you're trying to show them love, they'll think you're stupid and that you'll do anything and that anybody can do anything to you. And you could just be trying to show compassion to the person that I'm not a whore, I'm not dirty, I'm not what you think. I'm really trying to love you because clearly you had nobody that ever really loved you. This nigga is not cute. Is not handsome in the face. Ain't even fine. This is somebody that comes into a room full of people and nobody's going to look at him and notice him because it's a nondescript ass nigga. See, I looked over that because it wasn't about if you fine or not. I just want a good man, security, a family, a home. And he pretended to offer that. This man wasn't offering none of that shit. Couldn't offer none of that shit. But see, a lot of times people will want something they know they can't have. And they know that it's not meant for you to spend your life with them. And so if they see a weakness or a wound anywhere and they feel intimidated by you, they will get close and baby, they will destroy your life. They will create with him, it was so much conflict. It was so much chaos. It was always some confusion because he would create it based on a lie he would tell. That's what narcissists do because they thrive on conflict. Nice to me one day, ice cold the next day, saying you're going to do something one day, the next day, oh, I didn't say that, or if something come up, and then to watch you suffer loss and get off on it because that's what they do. To somebody, they're going to line you up to murder you or set up situations for somebody else to do it or put you in the circumstances for it. Like he did with constantly letting it leak and flood in here in the mold grow. At the time I was a tenant, I had no power. I couldn't do anything. And then it started just trashing me and saying I did it. I don't know how I caused a leak from somebody else's condo to come down through the floor and through the wall. I had nothing to do with it. But by the time they finish with it, they're going to tell the health department, waterworks, and every person living in the building that you did the shit. And everybody knows it's a lie. But they're going to sit there and listen to that shit and then ostracize you when this sick motherfucker start telling lies on you. See, I've been hearing all of this stuff, but for him to say, do what he did, which is basically, I don't have to question that you do it on purpose because you let it be like that. And then was bold enough to say it because I would not go upstairs and script. Not strip, script, or put on some sexy clothes and come down here, dance around and sing and fuck. Now, you know, bitch, I been did that shit to you and I see now, oh, you don't want me, but because I went pull my pussy out and go and shave it in like a pyramid design and shit and trim it down for it and put some grease on. Now, you know, I ain't shit. Bitch, you don't look good nowhere and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Tia. What I'm telling you is you have to learn how to maintain your cool with them because they don't like that. Because now they see, damn, I'm losing my narcissistic supply. And I can't make her upset and cry and be devastated about what I say and attack me because attack me like I'm attacking her because I feel like she trying to let me lose my grip on her or, she attacking me because she not saying what I want to hear because see, I want the bitch to fall back into the other dumb shit and I want her to fall back in to the relationship it was. You really don't dress like you used to when I come over here. And I said, why would I do that for you? You left me here stranded, sick, stuck now with medical bills, dental bills. That stuff ruined every part of my body I now have to fix. You left me with all the debt of this house. You took my money from me. And now when I know you're coming, I'm supposed to have some money of my own that I scrape up to buy sexy outfits when you're coming in here. And you're not buying them anymore. You're not doing what you used to do when we first got together. No mani, no petty, no hair done, no clothes, no outfits the way you used to. And now you want me to take care of that after what you did to me. And I'm supposed to walk through here twisting this little bit of ass I got left for you. Huh? And then doing shake dance and striptease. Oh, man. What I said that I wasn't going to do that for. Yeah, look at you. Look at you. Nobody don't want you and not. I just looked up and smiled. I was sweeping the floor when he said it up there shaking. And I smiled. I said, oh, for real? Okay. He couldn't take it. He left. After he was shaking, then had this, like the struggle on that one leg. One leg must be stronger than the other give out. Take one step at a time with that damn stick. I'll not let him back in his. I said, did he just say what the fuck? I said, did you just say what I think you said? And then his eyes bucked. He looked at me. I said, you say that you deliberately left me here like that? You want to fix a yard, but you don't want to clean up the rest of the mold in here. And you just said you knew how to remove it and you deliberately would not. Aha. Yeah, I started doing that because I won't pull my pussy out on you and pull my pussy lip out. Okay. That's all I needed to know. Get out of my house. Get out of my house. And I stayed calm like I am now to somebody to actually admit I ain't did nothing to this man, that I want to see you dead. And laughed. And because I wouldn't jiggle my ass cheek and bend over and wobble like I danced in the video with the blue jumper on. Wanted that. He seen that and got mad about that shit. And I'm like, I'm on the market now. I'm a grown ass woman. I realize I'm grown now. I can do what I want to do. I can talk to whatever nigga I want to talk to. You can't stop anything. You can't tell me what to do anymore. I don't take any money from you. And you almost killed me. So, but then still stalking. Look, I'm telling y'all. I'm telling you. For you all to have been done like this, you better understand the psychology of who you're dealing with, because the person don't give no fucks about you because they're trying to come around and smile. The person's trying to get close enough to finish you off or to get somebody else they trust and put a hit out. That's with so much hatred and rage what he did to me. A person like that couldn't mean you no good. Y'all better wake up thinking these niggas like y'all. Because this nigga done did everything to show you that he's jealous of you, he's obsessed with you, and he wants to destroy you. He don't want nobody else to have you. But he don't want to be good to you either. Y'all entertaining these guys and you know, because they're sorry and I apologize. This guy is seething with rage. How dare this bitch do this to me? How dare she thrive and stand on her own without me? I have done everything I could to break this bitch. And now I'm going to get close enough and I'm going to finish her off. That's what these people are thinking. Yeah, gang, gorgeously 19. But like I said, sometimes you can't just up and leave. I had a little child. And no money, no resources, and somebody just, they jam you like that. You have to work your way out of it. But you know what? I'm still putting my life back together. I feel better now. I feel stable, thank God. I'm not getting sick like I was when he was here. He clearly was putting stuff in here. And he used to bring me food. I used to eat his food. And something in me, he was bringing me food as recently as like maybe, what, 4 months ago, 4 or 5 months ago. And I looked at it, I smelled it, but I realized it doesn't matter. They have chemicals that you can't smell. I ate a little some of it and my stomach started locking on me. And I said, you know what? I think I had mentioned to me, and I said, I don't know what it is, but that had happened before too. It came to me. I said, you know what? I'm going to trust myself. And I said, it was nothing on it. The food was clean. It didn't smell funny. It was just soul food. I said, but maybe it's just the energy, because I know he doesn't like me, and I was telling him what he was thinking when he bought it and he was carrying it over here and brought it to me. My bowels started to lock, and I got extremely bloated and constipated. And I just was like, he's like, you want something else? No. It was before he said what he said in March, and when he said that, I haven't seen him. I said, you have to get out of my house. It's not your house anymore. It's my house. You have to leave. And I really believe that he probably has slow poisoned me for years now. Because in the beginning, I would always eat what he brought me. And I never felt that way in the beginning of our relationship. As time went on and he would bring me stuff, I started to feel that. And I heard a voice. It started saying that shit. But back then, I didn't trust myself. And he would call me dumb or stupid. And other people would too. You know how people put me down on the internet? It doesn't faze me now. When Nipsey came in here, I got really strong. He helped me get really strong. And so I don't really care. It doesn't matter to me. You don't have to be my friend. You don't have to talk to me. Because anybody that will be easy to turn on me or let somebody talk to you about me, you're not my friend. You don't mean me no good any fucking way. So fuck you. I'm going to do what I feel. I'm going to go with what I feel and what I hear. And I told Mina, I said, I'm not taking no more food from him. And that was when I got to the hospital. I couldn't really cook like I used to cook. I said, it's something off about it. Maybe it's just his energy, and then he called himself doing magic on me. I know he did that. Trying to control me and make bad stuff happen to all my opportunities. Because when I was with him, nothing never went my way. Now that I'm not with him, I don't have that problem. I know he did it. And let him come to my house, and he will always take his stinking ass to the bathroom. The one he fell in. I ain't used that bathroom since. He will always do it. And I know that's how people do magic and deal with the Queen of the Sea. They put stuff in the back of that toilet back there. Or put up that on the sink or behind that mirror. I found this funny looking character. I seen it one day sticking out. I didn't know what it was behind my mirror. And the mirror is like screwed onto the wall. So I had to keep manipulating, and it was some type of sigil. Either him or my mother had slid behind that goddamn mirror. His dirty black ass. Put it back there, and I kept it. I said, because one day I'm going to find somebody that really knows the depth of magic and sigils to see what the fuck this is. Because I know it wasn't a child, and it had a little small plastic bag on the sigil. And it was slid all the way back there, but it was a little, I don't know, I was using the bathroom down there one day, and something put my attention. Just a flat sheet glass of mirror screwed on. Looked at it and I said, what is that? It was just a tiny piece, and I had to keep finagling and working with it because it was such a tiny piece, and that mirror is tight up against the wall, but I got it. And I said, what the fuck is, it was a whole fucking sigil that one, I know one of them did it because the spirit told it was his dirty black ass or my mama. Because that's what she do. Go in somebody's bathroom before you come out and talk to them and throw shit. I used to go down to Rondo's with her. If y'all know, or you can Google, Rondo's is the biggest root store. That's the historic with the Jews on it, downtown Atlanta. I don't know if it's still there. We'll go down there and wait for her, and she would brag about doing that shit. And then she had one of these top root workers that people feared here in Atlanta. So they knew when they sold black people that shit on the out there in the front, that wasn't the real shit. It's certain magicians that them white Jews feared and that they respect for power. They let them come in the back and open that curtain and pick what they want. Because I seen it. I seen the shit. I was younger, but I was right there. And they would do it to her. Then she come to me and give me shit. I told her don't ever give me nothing else, because she went down there and said, oh, they told me to give you this for protection. It was an alligator foot with the damn claws and feet hanging out of it and shit. It doesn't mean that they did it. I don't think they did it. I think she crossed it, because when she gave it to me, here's the sigils, here's the candles, you burn this for protection. The next day I was trying to take my son to court, and my car hydroplaned up under an 18-wheeler truck, and the truck, luckily they were going slow, it started to crush my roof while I'm in it and my son's in it, and it exploded my window from the pressure of being underneath an 18-wheeler, and it started to crush the roof to the glass. Instead of exploding in big shards, it exploded in little bitty cubes. It hit me in the face. It was all over my clothes. I told my son, I said, jump out. We started calling the angels. I started praying. I said, this thing is going to crush me. I don't know how to get out here. And then the traffic was coming on the other side, but it was slow in the morning. Luckily, it was slow. I said, get out and save yourself and run across the street. And I started calling Archangel Michael. And I said, if this is the way I go, come be with me. Be with my son and take me. And I looked at my son, and I got so upset with him because he would not jump out. He said, I'm staying with you, Mama. And I said, no. At least one of us can survive. You can tell him what happened. Get out. My son wouldn't get out. He wouldn't leave me. And all of a sudden, the truck stopped, and my car said, pop. It popped out, and all the traffic stopped and let me drive over to the side. And he drove over to the side in front of me. He got out. He said, I'm sorry. I didn't know you were under there. He said, something told me to look down. And that was during the time I was praying. And I said, baby, if it has to be this way, I want you to at least survive. Go tell people, tell the police what happened. Because I can't get out because I'm under the truck over here. It'll hit me. And then you're on the passenger side. You can get out unless I could try to get out that way. The traffic was moving very slow, about 15, 20 miles an hour. So we would have been able to make it. I told him to get out first. Wouldn't get out. The man said, something told me to look down. He said, I saw you up under there. And that's when I stopped. When he stopped, I popped out. He said, are you okay? And I said, yes. And then right after that, we got out. It started to rain. My window was gone. So, I couldn't protect myself. Police blamed me for it. So I couldn't control my car. Then, my mother, Oh my God, that's happened. I'm so sorry. And I said, don't you ever, because I know you had something to do with this. I just can't prove it. I know you did it. Because that's when it happened to me. After you came that night and told me to lit the candles, the next day I have a vision before I get up. I'm in the vision and I look out my window and I see my car. It was a small car, a little Kia. So, that's to slide up on the truck easily and get crushed in a few minutes. And I saw it started to rain, and then my door and my window was gone on the driver's side. And I said, oh boy, okay. But I had to take my son to court. Didn't have nobody else to take him. We go to the car. It's raining. So I'm like, the spirits have warned me. That's what happened. Slid. She's looking at me and she won't deny it. But like a fool, I kept talking to this bitch. After that, till I seen what I need to see. Now I'm very clear. I don't have anything to do with her either. Those are the ways when you start off growing up and being treated that way, and your mother doing it, that you are open for other narcissists, older narcissists, to do this. Because I was only dating older men. I liked older men. I thought for the knowledge, the wisdom, the security, the protection. A lot of these older men may have money, but they're silly and stupid and insecure, and they feel like they're not as attractive as a younger man. They feel like they're not as sexually virile as a younger man, and a lot of them fear younger men. I just didn't know that they were sick like that because I knew how to be with a younger man since I was younger at the time that I got with him. I'm almost like 25, 30 years younger than this guy. So in my 50s, I'm still young in comparison to dating somebody that old. You'll always be young to them. Okay? And younger, depending on how you keep yourself up. This guy was sick. He is sick. And that's why I don't get mad and argue. Now that I understand how narcissists think. In my mind. So that's why I said I knew it was between those two that did it. Because another lady had told me he was doing it and doing magic, trying to control me and keep me stuck so I couldn't leave, but then keep me so I couldn't leave to destroy me at the same time. Not to spoil me and take care of me, but to destroy. If you are involved with someone like that, and if you have been involved with someone like that, I hope you learned your lessons and you got a lot of knowledge from that and wisdom. Because if you don't forgive yourself, and you don't work on your healing, and you believe it's your fault, and you don't break that pattern, you're going to do it again and attract a new man with that same spirit in him. I made up my mind. That curse is broken over my life. I'm not going to attract that and engage that. Why? Because I healed myself. I built myself up. I healed my wounded little girl. I work on me every day. And I set boundaries, and I already know what I want and what I don't want and what I'm going to deal with and what I'm not going to deal with. What's a deal breaker? And I'm going to look at these things up front. Because people had read me and told me he wasn't no good. I couldn't see it because he was being so good to me at the time. So I was very confused, and I would just go back and tell them, oh, they're just hating. They're going to see in a couple of years when I have your house, your business, I'm going to be with you. We're going to have this stuff together, and then lie. And would keep me trying to hang on and keep lying because somebody is using your life force up. They're taking your life from you, and they keep stringing you along, so that instead of you going to find somebody that wants to marry you, want good things with you, want to keep their word from you, want to spoil you, they got you jammed up, just taking your life from you. So by the time they've taken everything from you and not giving you care and health care and mental, emotional care, you're either real woe out, half dead, or dead. 20 years, maybe even 30, 40 years of your life are gone. And you got to start over trying to figure out how you going to put this together. Who's going to love you? You. Because I'm seeing women go to school and graduate 70, 80, 90 years old. I'm seeing women get married and be top bodybuilders 70, 80, 90 years old. Although you're told it is best to do it, in your prime, if you have the right people to have your children or whatever. But many times it's usually not about love and self-respect or mutual respect because you're not with your divine union. You with somebody, a divine karmic, to teach you real fucked up lessons. And many times women lose their life trying to be trying to learn from these divine karmics and love them and get the fuck away from them. They're going to make sure you don't get away alive, that is. That way they can say they the last one that fucked you. They was the only one that was with you. They was the only one that understood you. You know, nobody had you but them. And then inside grinning, yeah, I finally killed this bitch. This is, y'all need to study this. Narcissistic relationship, narcissistic mothers, narcissistic husbands. You need to study this because they're all the same. They just play a different role in your life. And if you don't love yourself, if you're not in love, fall in love with you and take care of you, you're not going to attract your divine union to really love and respect you, because people do things based on what you feel and what you don't feel. You can sit up and say, oh, somebody did something to you and you kept letting them do it to you, and that's what they want to do. Although they're sick, but they couldn't do it to you unless you let them feel like they could do it and actually physically implement this shit. Beat your damn ass. Take your money, lock you out the house, or lock you in it and jam you and shit. And it's like, if that continues to go on, you are proving the person correct. Now, many times people look at people on the outside and misjudge them. And then you have to flip the script like, bitch, I really ain't that what the fuck you said, bitch. And you really done ran up on some shit that you will not survive coming on my porch. Because they think they can. They done told themselves they can. Somebody else done told them that they will and that they can. But you got other people to tell you that shit. You ask them. You ask my neighbor. Like, don't ask my neighbor. Come to me. See, you didn't come to me. You asked my neighbor and they told you that. Don't be afraid. Bitch, be very afraid. Because there's an animal in here. But since you didn't ask me, you asked my neighbor, so you believe that shit. But you should have come to me. Come to me. Ask me. Because you don't know what I was thinking. And what I was feeling. When you said, it's your last night, bitch. You remember this day, bitch? No, you need to remember this day because you look like a raw pig to me. A fattened up raw pig. That's what you look like to me. And if you had touched me and we had started to wrestle, engage each other, I only wanted one thing. Some helter-skelter shit. Because you don't know me. You think you know. Because you underestimated me and said I was a weak, tired old bitch. But you don't know what's in me and what's on me and what would have happened to you if you had put your hand. I think you do know though, because you didn't do it. And I really can't say everything I want to say. But you really don't know what you... Okay. Like I said, people can underestimate you and you let them do that. And you laugh right along with them until they try to implement it. And then you let them know, this is not what you want. This is not what you thought. Especially if they're on your property and you're in a relationship with them. They're in your bed, they're in your mouth, they're in your ass, they all over your house. And they think they can do that because you let them fuck on you. And you are accommodating them and you submitted yourself to them because you wanted to, not because you had to. They get this superiority feeling. I think that you're nothing and nobody and they're above you because you gave them power. Not because they took it, but because you just submitted. Just like I took mine back. Now I don't do nothing for you. I don't do nothing for him. I don't even want you. You can't come here. You're not shit. We're enemies. And I know that even though you're smiling and you send me nice chats, texts, you really don't like me and you're enraged because I'm stronger than you. I don't show me what you thought, and there's nothing else you could do to me other than sneak me and attempt to murder me, which I'm waiting for. I'm not going to be a victim over here in a casket. And y'all better stop being victims, because it's a lot of women that will sit in fear and wait for a nigga or dodge a nigga because the nigga says he's going to kill them instead of learning self-defense. Let them underestimate while you prepare your self-defense. Get people around you to train you how to kill if you're in a situation where somebody's coming to your house trying to kill you. That's what you do. Instead of shut up and shake and talk about it and you're scared of him. Yeah, I might be, or one of your little flunkies, but I'm going to prepare so that in the event you do it or you send somebody else to do it, even my fear, I'm fighting back. I can't even visualize myself in the coffin at this time because I'm not ready to go. So you let people do that. Don't talk and argue. Well, you don't, I ain't that way. No, do it. When it comes, show your action. Let them talk. Let them do that play shit trying to lure you in like a rat going to cheese, and then it's the rat is in the trap. No. But you have to see these people clearly. Like I had to see this man's clearly. Just like I was talking to Mina. I was talking to somebody. She's like, girl, this nigga is enraged. And I was like, really? She's like, this nigga's talking soft to you, but this nigga's mad as hell. Because he couldn't defeat you. He couldn't win. Out of all the hell he took you through, you still came up out of it. And you don't need him, and he sees it, and he's enraged, and he wants revenge. And then I heard the other teachers and psychiatrists, psychologists say the same shit. They're coming to finish you off, not to love you and really make it. They're not sorry. They're just sorry they didn't finish it. Because this is what they do. They hunt. Narcissists are predators, and their mind is not wired like you to feel compassion and empathy. That's why they like to hook up with people that are empathetic and psychic and are kind. So they can feed off that energy and victimize you and hurt you. They like to hurt people where they don't have, they would never hang around another narcissist because they can't do it. They're too much alike. They like to victimize people and take their power, take their money, take their pussy, take their ass, take their self-respect. They know that already ain't there, too strong. And then destroy them and sit back and feel powerful. I'm God. Look at what I did. My mother used to say she was God even. She used to make her church members, you can't call me by my name. You have to call me God. That's when a lot of people started saying, you know what, let me get the fuck up out of here. This bitch is a Jim Jones and this is finna fall. Because she's an extreme narcissist. And these people submitted to her, and she thought these people were weaker than her and she had power over them. No, they submitted. People can submit, or unless they have mental problems and emotional problems and they don't know who they are and they've been wounded. She would catch a lot of people like a lot of preachers do that will do anything to get approval from the preacher. They usually pick people that have been fucked up at home, raped by their daddy, abused by their mother. They have a lot of wounds and issues, and the person doesn't know their power. So they see somebody more powerful than them, and they feel like they're in a safe spot. I can pay my tithes. I can worship God here. I'm in a safe place. I'm going to give it to this preacher because this preacher is the embodiment of God, and they're not. So are you. And then they violate them as best possible. These are things that I had to learn. And when I listen to people, like even some of the readers are saying that when they read on Sagittarius, even though it's general, you have to take what applies to you. And if it applies to you, and if it doesn't, then just go to the next reading and cut it off. And spiritual people told me this too. They were saying that was meant to happen to me. I don't like that answer, of course. But if you feel so weak and so powerless and so unloved, I know people have disrespected you, and nobody's taught you that you're worthy of respect and that you're a beautiful person, and you don't love yourself, you don't respect yourself, you beat yourself up, and then somebody comes to do it over and over and over and over. That means you do need something to happen to you for you to finally wake up and stop being so nice and having no boundaries and being a victim and then blaming the person that victimized you because they don't give a fuck. The only thing they give a fuck about is you unloosing your ass, you unloosing your mouth, you unloosing your pocketbook, and bitch, let me do what the fuck I want to do before I move to the next victim. That's the only thing. They don't care about hurting you. Your pain brings some pleasure, it brings some energy, it makes them feel empowered. That's what I didn't understand. I didn't know. Until all that happened to me, and I just been sitting with myself the past few years, analyzing this as well as working through an illness that almost took my life several times. And I do believe that sometimes those spirits, they keep trying to get your attention. They kept telling me to leave this motherfucker alone years ago, and then he would jam me so I couldn't leave with no money, take my money. They don't care about that. Because the spirits are like this. If I tell you to leave and you have no money, leave anyway. And if you are a divine being with a divine purpose on this world, they will send people to you to feed you and take care of you. And give you a place to stay and open doors for you to make your own money and do what you need to do. I was in such a fear. Plus my mother had done that to me and threw me out in the street and I slept in my car. I realized that needed to be addressed and healed. They were the same people, just in different bodies, and did the same exact thing, and then thought it was funny because they had more money and powerful friends and were above me. But look at it, I'm still here because I'm learning the lessons and I accept responsibility for my part because I was a wounded little girl. It's just I didn't know. But it doesn't lessen the ass beating or the blow, does it? It doesn't make it easier. It doesn't make them take their foot and not dig so deep in your rectum. Okay? Because you're somebody they want to destroy. The devil wants to destroy. So they will send people. Narcissism, I've even heard people. You can look on YouTube, see what I'm saying. Those are demonic possessions. Now I realize how deep it is. Those are certain demons that are sent to stop you from manifesting what you were born to manifest for the world and for God, your ancestors. Because everything I wanted to do, go to school, develop myself, no. And if you do that, I'm going to take your money. I'm going to withhold your money. I'm not going to pay your bills so you can go to school. I'm not going to do it. It was everything I wanted to do was to better myself and be able to help others. No, I'm not going to contribute to that. You know, you're just here for sexual purposes. And so I stopped that. No, that's not all I am. You're not going to be like my mother. You're not going to tell me that. I'm not going to spend my life doing that. I hate that. I don't want to be a prostitute. I thought we were a couple. I thought we were together. Now you want to diminish me to that and try to do sadistic shit to me? No, we won't. And I'll go to the food bank before I screw you, and you don't have to pay anything for me. I'll go without it before I let you do that. And one day he said, what my mother said, you're just so strong and you're so stubborn. People try to defeat you and they cannot. You just come back. It's something in you and it's a will in you no matter what people do to you. You come back. And what I realized was that wasn't flattering to me anymore. To let people do stuff and you take it and then they say, oh, you're so strong. No, you're also so stupid. You walk in a dangerous road that somebody's going to kill you. Or fuck you up real bad because they hate that they cannot break you. They hate that you're strong. But then you set no boundaries up and you allow people to do it even though you survive it and you keep having all these wounds. And then they laugh and leave, but then they're fucked up about it because it's like, how could this person survive that? How can this person take that? Because you were born to be something else and it's clear that you don't know what you are, who you are. And it gets to a point, you can only take so much abuse. You can only take so much disappointment and humiliation, and your body is just going to give out on you. Especially if somebody starts to poison you and starts to put poison in the house and situations to set you up like that. You don't know who you are. You don't know your place. And definitely one of your places is not fucking with low-level niggas. And low-level nigga bitches like that because they can't give you what you deserve. They can't do nothing for you. Not that they cannot, they won't. You are somebody they got close to because you have some mental and emotional problems by not knowing how powerful you are. And they slid in there that you should have never been with the person. It was never meant to work out. That's not your divine union. And you are getting with divine karmics. And it's only they desire to destroy you because they can't see you shine. Because if she shines and she develops her gifts, she's going to leave me. And it doesn't mean you want to leave them or you're going to leave them. But they know intuitively, even though they can't prove it, as you become more of what you're supposed to be, the universe is going to open doors for you and raise you up, even if you don't want to go. For the divine unions to come into you so that both of you all can help manifest what it is that you're supposed to give to this world together before you leave this earth. God and your ancestors would never watch you suffer and never give you a mismatched, unequal yoke person. Well, they want to see you down with nothing, but they always have money in everything. And all of your natural God-given abilities and getting your education and finding out what your arts are, what your talents are, what your abilities are to do that nobody else can do in the way that you do it. They won't help you develop that. That is not a divine union. That is a karmic union where somebody else has to rise above you and you have to fall and they have to have a foot on your neck in order for you to make them feel comfortable and secure and have a successful relationship. That is against God. That is against nature. That is against yourself. And you're going to pay for that by doing that to yourself and doing that to your ancestors. I hope you live to survive it like I did. And where I'm by myself and I have peace, I don't have to worry about nobody begging me for no pussy. I don't have to worry about nobody begging me to take my clothes off. I don't have to worry about begging somebody. I'm walking to the kitchen and you want me to hurry up and freeze and bend and jiggle my ass cheek and lift them over. I don't have to deal with that kind of shit. I don't have to deal with the insults and put downs and the lies and coming over here obsessed with me like an animal in heat. You know, and in order for me to talk to you, to be with me, you're trying to slut me out. And then when I don't do it, you still go tell people I'm a hoe and don't talk to me and don't trust me when you know that I ain't even like that. I like to be one-on-one with a man and whatever he wants, it's just one-on-one with a man. You're getting mad because you cannot get me to degrade and humiliate myself and because you're a sex addict and you're addicted to me. And now you want to punish me because you're addicted to me. And I used to even say stuff like this. Sometimes I feel like killing you, bitch. And I'm like, why? I'm very, very good to you. Because you got me where I can't help myself. And I'm like, you're seeing another bitch. And I know you're seeing another bitch. And I don't care about you seeing another bitch. I mean, if this can't be what I want it to be, I'm already reserving my feelings from you anyway. And I think we need to pull away from this. When let me go and start threatening me. And I'm just like, I'm laughing because at first I think the shit is funny. And then I started telling a couple of other people and she was like, bitch, this nigga is not like joking with you. And I'm like, come on, this is an older man. He always talks soft. He's always easygoing and shit. You know, he's just playing. He was just cracking a joke. And he actually said it with one of my girlfriends on the phone one day. Yeah, she got me turned out and she don't know. And I was just, and then, but he was smiling when he said it. Now I look back and I see what the fuck, you know, done went on. And I'm like, this nigga was serious. Like this old nigga, like I'm underestimating an old person, like an older person think they wouldn't do no shit like that. And the way he's so easygoing and grin and ha and all that shit. And I'm like, but look at all the other dirty shit this nigga did. Like, but I'm just like, I never thought that, but this is what this is about. A man will resent you. They want you and they beg you to be with them. And then you end up giving them something that they like or out of all the bitches they fucking for some reason because you are an empath. So many times women that are empaths are more deeper sexual lovers, not because you're trying to turn somebody out like that, but because you have a deeper level of intensity and passion because spirits are on you. And they have, whether you like it or not, when you're having sex, it's also spirits present and they will do what they want to do or what they feel like they need to do. And you become more intense and your sexual shit and your dick suck, all that shit is more intense. And you don't realize until you see somebody acting like they ain't got good sense. And then the little, you know, the locking you down and locking you in the house and taking your shit from you so you can't leave, and controlling, and some is like a sex addict towards you and shit. That you need to start looking at that. Y'all think that shit, I used to think that shit was cute too, but y'all sit there and listen to it. And I know if you got a narcissist that's already sick in the head, and then this guy's ex-military, ex-police, a lot of them beat the brakes off their women and abuse them and lock them in their police. A lot, not all, but a lot of police, military guys, ex-military athletes, high profile people, lawyers, doctors, a lot of them are narcissistic, and they will beat their wife up or beat their girlfriend up. A lot of these athletes and shit, why do you think they do it? Because they're told they're gods. And they have a lot of gifts and abilities and extra height and shit regular people don't have. It's only certain groups of people have certain abilities or certain physical characteristics that make them superstars at sports. And then if, like I said, military and police, a lot of them beat the sleeves off they fucking women. I've talked to women that have left police, and usually it's a petite woman about my size or smaller, and the police, the athlete, look at them. They usually are big like beasts in comparison to their women. Those are the ones they beat the shit out of them because they have a lot of mental problems and a lot of them throw it off in the head. They ain't right in the head. You know what? Anyway, I'm gonna stop talking to y'all about this shit. I was led to do this because now this is a part of my past. This is not a part of my present. I wouldn't ever be done like that again. I never ever did. When I can see it now in the beginning of the relationship, and I ain't gonna let it go no further. I know now, and plus I respect myself now, and I love myself now. But I just have a feeling one day somebody's gonna come across this. If you're not already here listening to it, somebody's gonna come across this that has been done like this by their mother first and people in the family, and then they start attracting men that have other characteristics about them that they like to pull you in, even physical characteristics, and you don't know it's a narcissist because they tell you what they love. Narcissists do this thing called love bombing. They love bomb you. They're so sweet, they're so irresistible, they're so charming at first to lure you in when they know that there's some type of wound, real bad, painful wounds, childhood wounds, but you still looking sexy to them, physically mature, sexually mature, but like a kid in the head, you don't really know. And how you all survive that, even if you want to share. I love how you all comment and share, and that you understand how I feel and these experiences, and you've been through it, and you learned and you've grown, and how a lot of you say you like to hear my stories. You like to hear, although it's embarrassing, it's difficult to tell. I don't mind getting over my embarrassment to share, because I hope that one day, if you're not here, there are younger women that are listening to this, as well as women in between, women my age, women older, because a lot of older women are still healing and going through this, or just getting out of marriages where they were like teenagers, they were kids, and now they 50, 60, 70, and their husband is dumping them. And I've seen some women, they showed it on the news. I saw them on these YouTube news articles, women 60 and 70 sleeping in their car in the graveyard or on the side of the road, because all they know is their husband and their husband's money, and their husband actually at that age is leaving them, like not dying, but like don't want them, and divorcing them. And these women are on their own, living in a fucking car at that age and having to start over. And so I know, I think this is a period a lot of us are coming back to the divine feminine, the divine matriarch, and standing in vagina power. And that's a part of it, knowing that you are power. These same men that are doing this to you, a woman gave birth to them, gave life to them. They would not be here, but then they disrespect the divine feminine, and nothing gonna go their way when they do that. See, just like after he did that to me, he fell several times, and now try to come back over here on that stick with that two little leg and that ankle like that. See, you cannot do women and children that way. I ain't talking about a dirty bitch. You can't do that. A woman of God, and I know that's what I am, no matter what people say about me. Do that, and you've done it for so long, you're going to pay for it the same amount of 20 years that you did it to me for 20 years. Everything he wished on me going to happen to him. I already see what he looking like. And doing this here. See, I see the way he was making fun of me. I could have made fun of that, but I just smiled. I said, and I'm looking at it, I said, damn, he's shaking at it. But see, I ain't saying nothing. Just was observing the shit, and I didn't want to piss him off. So he might would have pulled that damn rusty gun out. Goddamn, if I said somebody ankle shit, and I'm shaking on that damn stick, holding on to it with both goddamn. I just watched it, and I said, I don't know why he think he gonna try to kill me, and he gonna be healthy and strong, and everything go his goddamn way. I'm just gonna watch it because I do believe it. Whatever magic he sent is going to return back on him. Everything he took from me, he's going to lose money, all that kind of. See, I don't worry about stuff like that no more. But I'm not finna let you do it to me no more, though. I'm not finna let nobody take my power. Excuse me, I'm not giving it to you. And I already know this. You have to be so empty when you're meditating every day for another person, that you don't crave nothing from them or about them. Because your body understands, your brain understands sexual hunger and skin craving deeper than you. And there are also numbers associated with it. So you are missing someone, you want to fuck on them real bad, you want them to fuck on you, you can't stop thinking about them, you're obsessed with them, you got to be with them, but you're not with them. And you keep pulling and pulling on that person. And that person has to be very abusive to you and a narcissist. You're going to get whatever you miss this person sexually. I don't. Glad I don't have to deal with it. It ain't what I wanted. I'm fine being celibate and having, because I got peace. It's late. I'm talking to y'all. I can talk to y'all early. I don't have to worry about nobody harassing me, sexually harassing me, making me do shit I don't want to do, or trying to make me do shit I don't want to do. Arguing, accusing me. You with a nigga on the phone. I'm on a live. You talking to a nigga. You talking to a young nigga at that. I know you think I don't know. The neighbors know. Everybody know you. And I'm just like, I'm sitting here on a goddamn live. But now I'm talking to a nigga, and we trying to hook up and fuck. And I don't have to deal with that shit no more. I'm holding my pussy and my ass to myself. They minding their own business with me. And I'm working on healing them and healing my body, because if I don't, I end up being craving and drawing somebody like him again. You have to empty your mind and your desires of that shit and detox your body so that you can now attract a divine masculine that would hurt himself at the thought of doing that to you. That wants to see you thrive, grow, and develop the same way he wishes for himself and his own children. If you've never had that and you want that, you're going to have to go through the purge of the soul. You're going to have to fall into the shadow self, because a lot of fucked up shit is in your shadow that needs to be confronted and moved, no matter how painful it is. Thank you for sending me love, and thank you for supporting me, donating, and cash apping me, so I can continue to delve really through this hell that has been my life and learn from it, and then give you the wisdom. I give it to you all I can. I can't give it to you all. You can't go in someone's head and get everything they know. That's impossible. I think I want to completely get well, because you all been asking me for years, since I came out 20 years ago, where's the book? It's several now, because you all didn't know that when I came out with Vagina Power, I was with him. He was doing everything he could to sabotage my TV shows and just pull back all funding from them. And I kept going, scraping anyway. It was something in me that felt like I had to get it to you. For then and in the future, in 2006, And I see you're still listening, and new people are listening in 2024. I'm not. I don't have the energy for the antics and the silly shit I used to do and the wild shit. But I had to do that to get your attention because there was so much competition. So I had to get your attention without taking my clothes off. That's not what I wanted to do. I think that kind of thing doesn't last for so long. So I got it with my mind and how I would mix the comedy with the knowledge because I knew the inner city wouldn't get it and wouldn't listen to it, and I couldn't hold their attention if it was dry and intellectual all the time. I had to make it fun and interesting the way they talk and live every day, and it worked. Um, so I'll give you what I can. And even back then, I never told. I never said what was happening to me and what my son was doing at the same time. And now you know because you could see me if you go back and look at the videos. I laughed and I smiled and I cracked jokes and things with my dirty ass mother sitting beside me, and I was in so much pain and so much loss and so much hurt and being abused by this man that I trusted. And now you can see. You never know what people are going through. You know, I still felt something pushing me. I had to get that work done. I had to put those videos on. And now those videos have become classic and they're still viral. Now you know that it wasn't fun to me. I wasn't having a great life. I wasn't having a great time. But I would go someplace else because in my mind, because I believed the spirits wanted me to do that, I was driven to complete that phase of vagina power. And I did. Now, with all that opposition, no friends, no support, no money, I did. And I hope that that inspires some of you to see that you can do anything you want to do. You can be anything you want to be. It's never too late. No matter what age you are, no matter how much time that goes by, if you have the intestinal fortitude and the determination and you start to stand up for yourself and you keep your pride and dignity in situations, the spirits will always have a ram in the bush, as the older country people would say down here. And I think that's from the Bible. I think the story of Abraham. There's always a ram in the bush. You just might not see it or know it because you got people around you that try to blind you with their insults and their abuse and inflicting pain on you because you have no boundaries. So anyway, I love you all. Continue to hit my cash up, make it clap, donate, support. I'm glad you're here for me, and I will be here for you. And the other information they give me, I got to go back into the blood. That's why I said that first, because I really wanted you to know about them tainting it. And it's easy to taint it because it's most popular blood, and you could donate it. And y'all need to make them test it for HIV if you're going to take blood from people that you don't know from the banks, because the spirits told me and Nipsey told me some of it is heavily tainted. That's what the monkey also said. But then it's a news article. I forgot about it, and it was pertaining to Atlanta, but I don't know if it's everywhere. Do you know they're now reinstated where gay men that are also have HIV and they're the highest risk for it are allowed to give blood again in Atlanta? Now they can be taking that medicine. The virus so low, it's undetectable in the blood, and it may come up negative, or even if they say, this is, we don't know, but it's something, may be an anomaly in this blood. Do you realize they're going to take it anyway and give it to you? Oh, thank you, Ray Ray. Thank you. Thank you to all the people that love and support me and get inspired by my story. Thank you. And it's a story that's still unfolding. But I don't spend a lot of time being depressed, y'all. I mean, of course, I don't like what was done to me. And how people, you're such a kind person and they just want to abuse you. They want to see you as weak and they feel powerful to do that because you're kind and they want to abuse you. Those type of people will never come near me again. I'm not going to let you. But I realize a lot about, yes, having integrity, having honor, even when you're broke. Even when you have nothing and you don't know where the dollar's coming from. I would not suck a dick because I was broke. Like today. I wouldn't do that because it's not my character. That's not what I want. Anybody can be a hoe. You can develop. I don't want to be. Now, whatever other people do to survive, I understand it. You in a position you can't get out of it. You jammed up. You might have to suck some dicks. And a lot of people have a very good lifestyle and make a living doing it. So I can't say I just wish I did, but I don't have that type of personality. Now I'll do plenty of things. I'll cook. I'll take care of your babies. I'll feed your pets. But sucking dick, whew, yeah, selling pussy. That's just never been my goal. The way I'm going to do that and deal with the sex and the education is a different way. So I still will be involved in the sex game. I'm not going to say I'm not going to be involved in the sex game. I'll do it in an educational way because the Spirit's been telling me to do this for years. But I'm not having sexual intercourse for $1. That's not, I guess I'm not built that way. My spirits are not giving me permission. Now I am developing, I feel the sexual energies at this age moving through me and developing me to feel very comfortable as a woman. But I would still just reserve that to one man. But I don't judge people doing what they want to do. I just judge lying and spreading diseases. That's what scares me. And I don't know why Nipsey, they picked the old blood. But it's kind of making sense to me because of what I told you earlier about the high percentage of so-called black people that are really indigenous people, them and Native American. You can look it up. You think I'm lying. Now, why would you carry that unless you are Native American, you're indigenous yourself, and they don't want to acknowledge it? That's the pool that he said you need to watch because that's a common pool. And you can get that blood to any person, any race. If they come in there and need a transfusion and you don't know they match because you don't know they type, that one will do it. So they're going to use the most common thing because it's easy to get to and everybody has it. Everybody uses it. It's a high percentage of so-called black folks that's got it. So, but it's also universal. That blood will work in a tight spot. So that would be the one, the most popular, easy to get to, and that we give to everybody, and that most people, a lot of donate, a lot of them owes. This is what we're going to tank. And he says it's finna be bad too. With other diseases mixed in it, like I have warned y'all. Anyway, I love y'all. This is going on longer than I wanted. I love y'all. I'll talk to you soon.